Today we're taking the power steering pump off Sally, the S13. I noticed a really small leak at the last event. Just want to take it off and check it because I've got a few events coming up real close to each other, so I just want to sort out the problem before I get to the events because I don't want a leaking car. So opening the hood, you can already see there's like a line, obviously, where it's been squirting out. But when I was at the track, I couldn't see any leakage like between this gasket. It was like it was coming from behind this pulley at the front. So I got a 14 mil on a breaker bar. Just gonna go ahead and find the tensioner on the front of the motor down here. That's your tensioner there. You just want to put a 14 mil on there and push down as if you're tightening it like this, and that will, you can see, moves the tensioner and then loosens the belt. So I'll just push down on this and you just slide it right off. Like so. Just try. The J's are like one big long belt. There we go. It's that simple. I've got the relocation because the 1Jz reservoir used to be on the top for your power steering, which is it here. This is still the 1Jz. We've just modified it to suit what I wanted. So I got the standalone, or so I can mount it in another spot. So you just want to get an Allen key with this and just get it off. Top one's off. Now we got to do the bottom one. I've already loosened it because I had to film for Instagram, but just this bottom one, just gonna get it with a rag because it's super oily. Had to put the socket through the front of the pulley, and now I got my fingertips in there just trying to get this front bolt out. Okay, so I think it's ready to come off. I'm just gonna gotta wiggle it. There you go. Here we go. So I'm trying to spill oil everywhere, but there's the pump. You can see, you probably can't see, but down here on the inside of the pulley is where the leak is. So I think it's coming from the front. I'm gonna try to get this pulley off. I should have took it off before, but I'm gonna try to get this pulley off. I'm gonna try and hold it with this pole and my foot and use the gun. I don't know which way it's gonna spin. It's gonna go back this way. Oh, it was freaking loose. Huh. That was easier than I thought. Oh. Ta-da! That's where I think it's leaking from. See all the oil. Might be like the seal in there. It's a few days later and gasket kit turned up. So this basically has all the like little O-rings and seals in it for the pump. I have no idea what I'm doing, so let's hope I don't break. Oh! I've never opened one of these. I'm just gonna get these back bolts off because that's how I can get to this gasket. So I'm just gonna use this, so hopefully it undoes easy. Holy shoot. They're tight. I'm gonna try hold it with my feet. That's better. Again. Tight. This is what it looks like inside. Great. Let's put that. Yeah. So you just wanna get a little flat. There's the old one. It's bent. Don't know why, but yeah. So it went on like that. So the new one needs to go on like that. Put it all back together with the new gasket. That's basically all I did, so you can see the new gasket. The old one was fine. It's like a steel gasket, but it can't come with the kit, so why not replace it? Now onto the front part. So you can see I've got these like little circlip ply things. You just want to put the two pins, those two ends in the circlip, and basically just squeeze. So I need to get this, I don't know, something off. This comes off. I'm just gonna keep it there. I'm gonna try and keep everything in order so we don't lose anything. And then, oh! Look, I think they just go in like that. We don't we don't need to worry. Oh my god, that's easy. So you know how I just pulled that bearing off and like whatever that was and everything flew around? One of these is in there. Look at it. Like, this is life or death. Oh, I'm so stressed. Please. It's going deeper in there. I can't even see it anymore. Oh. It's gone, so you can see it. It's oh my god. Now it's actually gone. It came out. Damn, that's like our job, like lucky that came out. Oh my god. There you go, guys. Be careful of this. I didn't realize they're all separate pieces. So I'm gonna put this big socket down and sit that on top. That way I can then tap the top of this bearing out. I think that's how you do it. This is so hard to do with one hand. This is why I always end up using my feet. Honestly, when you need an extra pair of hands, feet. It is moving. So we had to get this steel circlip out from in this like small gap because we've got a new one. That's the difference. I'm not exactly sure what to do next, to be honest. What I need to put on. I'm assuming it just goes in the top, but so I'm stupid. I thought this new thing that they gave me was for this. Like, I thought it was leaking out the front of this, but that's wrong. I pulled this off, like this piece here, if I can, and I realized this is actually the bearing that I've just ruined. And this is actually for in here, but I didn't see, so I wasn't looking in there. It was like covered in oil, but that's actually that. And I like destroyed this, and it's Saturday and my car's got to leave Tuesday. I guess I'll come back to you guys. I don't know, I might not have time to film the rest of this being finished or not. If I do, that's great. If not, I'll come back to you guys when it's done. If not, I'll come back to you guys when I find a bearing. Yeah, it's the weekend, so everything's shut. So this here is the bearing that I destroyed so stupidly, and this is the new one. I'll get it out for you. And this is the other bearing that I got. This isn't actually a JZ bearing. It's a bearing off another car, but I googled part numbers and did some research and found this because I couldn't get a JZ one in town, but they're identical and this will work. So I'm gonna go ahead and press that bearing back onto this shaft and secure it with that circlip that I took off, that I should have never taken off. And the part that we have to rebuild is actually this part. That is the bearing, not bearing, the, I don't know, seal that I'm meant to take out. But it looked, I wasn't thinking, it kind of looked like that. And then we also got to take this back part off, and there's some O-rings in the back of this. That's the new bearing all pushed on. It's so pretty, and it spins so easy too. Maybe it's a good thing I broke the other one. So I'm just going to wedge this screwdriver kind of like there on this old seal in the pump. You can get at it from the back. I'm just gonna wedge it there and just tap it, and then hopefully, yeah, just comes out. It's just pressed in there. So I'm gonna go ahead and clean this out, and then I'm gonna use my press and I'm gonna press the new one in there. So I just pressed it in using the press and a socket. It must be really fragile because I barely pressed on it, and you can already, I don't know if you can see, but the socket kind of left a bit of a small dent in it. But I barely pushed on that, but luckily I stopped when I did. So this just comes out like that, and I think this is steel and it's bent. I think it's to hold tension when it's all together. I'm pretty sure there's meant to be an O-ring down in there. There is meant to be an O-ring down in there, but there's not. That's what this O-ring's for, the new one. So I'm gonna go ahead and just wipe this out and put that new O-ring in. So this one goes around here, I think was meant to be down in there, but it was stuck to this. But if you have a look at the difference, this is the old one and this is the new seal. This is the old one. It's really like stiff. Oh, don't worry about that. As you can see, like I squeezed it and it just snapped. It was really stiff. But look at this new one. It's real rubbery. It probably wasn't the cause of it leaking, but it's still good to replace. This other chunky rock, look at how, if I squeeze this, it's gonna snap. There you go. But then this is the new one. So that one just goes in here, I think. This is all I think. This is not a how-to. I've never done this. And then I think that just goes in there. It's like a spring. I believe these ones that I have left are for here. That's great. And here. But I use ANs now, so I don't think I'll be using those. I'm not too sure yet. And I also really want to get a new one of these because as you can see, it's stripped. I've got some power steering fluid here, which I'm going to use to lubricate everything. This thing with all those little things, I think goes there. Oh yeah, and this will, yeah, oh, I think I need to press this back in. That's what I need to do. So this kind of just shows you never really know unless you do it yourself. I've never rebuilt a power steering pump in my life, and I'm not using instructions, so that's probably why I destroyed the bearing, honestly. Okay, let's see if I don't want to ruin anything. Okay, let's go in nice. Oh my gosh. No turning back now. Look at how pretty that looks. Just take it out and have a look. I don't actually know. As I just said before, I don't actually. Okay, it looks like it needs to go out a bit more. Okay, I'm really stressed. Someone help me! Why is it stuck? I need leverage. Oh, okay. Oh, I'm just weak. Wow. Is it meant to be that tight? I think it's just got some tension in it because it's a new bearing. Because when I put this thing on, it does spin. So I'm just going to lubricate it with some power steering fluid. Just everywhere. Like there. Maybe it'll seep down in there. I don't want it to leak, obviously. I'm just going to put a little bit there because I'm just worried. Like, it doesn't spin very freely. I think, yeah, this weird looking thing with all those flat steel pieces goes next. Like that. And then this was the just gonna put some power steering fluid to lubricate it. There. That way. There. Okay. I believe this gasket goes on. Okay, I believe that goes on. Must be this way. Okay. Must be this way. No, this way. There we go. So this goes on like that. Then I'm just going to go ahead and put the back of the pump back on and secure it down, and I'll come back. Lastly, this circlip goes in the front here to hold that bearing in. So, that was so easy. It's not in properly, I don't think. It's almost. So I believe that's done. That's how to not rebuild a 1Jz pump. Take out of this what you will, but that's my first time doing it. Again, I'm just a bit worried about this, but it seems to spin fine with this. It might need to just spin a few times. I don't know. We'll soon find out. I connected all the pump lines back up. I'm just going to go ahead and put the drive belt back on, and then it should be ready. I'll just fill it up with power steering fluid and it should be ready to bleed. I'm using this Nissan power steering fluid. I'm going to go ahead and fill this up now, and then jack the front of the car up so the wheels are just slightly off the ground so I can turn them left and right easier. All you got to do to bleed your power steering is just have the wheels slightly off the ground and just turn it left and right. Just heaps with the cap off, and just fill it up as needed. You'll either have to keep getting in and out or have someone there filling it up as you go. But yeah, you just keep turning it side to side till it feels good with the cap off. That's basically it. Well, look at that. I don't know why it's leaking. Like, look at that. This is definitely not a how-to video. Look at that. See where it's leaking from. It's somewhere out the bottom. Did you guys see that in the video? Look at the rainbows. I just wiped it so we can try see again where it's coming from. Ignore the phone. It's been sprayed with power steering. I'm gonna pull this whole thing off quick and have a look at it, because it's not working. So I got it all off, just taking it apart to see what could be wrong. I think I've broken it, or like didn't do it properly. I reckon it's when I pushed that seal in. I think I pushed it too hard and maybe broke it. Let's see the insides. Well, at least we know the insides I did right. Put that there. Let's take that off. This. Now we know these will fall off. So yes, we knew that happens. Okay, so this is hard to film, but at the back half there, you can see that line. That's where the socket was. I think I've pressed this seal too hard down, and where this line is, where I've slightly dented it, I think it's bent the seal away from the edge here. You can kind of see like how it's sealing down here versus how it's sealing here. It looks like there's a slight lip here Whereas down here you can see it doesn't look like there's a lip. I think I've squished it and it's leaking out of here. So I just got this out of the pump. If you have a look here, you can tell that it's bent, and as well take note of the gold coming off the seal. It's come off all the way around, but then when we come around, you can even see it's bent, but then when we come around to this back side, the paint's not gone, or the coloring is not gone. That's what makes me think that that was the side not sealing, because then you can see it starts again, the color being discolored. So I think this area here is yeah, where it's not sealing, and you can tell it's bent. I'm back. It's another day. I just spent 6 hours in the car today, driving all the way from where I live to Golby's and back to go buy a brand new power steering pump, because they do sell a rebuild kit, but I didn't trust myself to rebuild it because my car has to go to the shop tomorrow and I didn't want to risk it. So I just bought a brand new pump and I'll just rebuild mine at a later date, but I'll show you guys the brand new pump. So this is the brand new pump. It's silver. It's pretty cheap. It was only like 320 bucks. And at least I know this one's gonna work. And it spins freely too. So I'm gonna go chuck this on and then turn the car on and try and bleed it again, and hopefully we don't have any power steering fluid squirting out everywhere. Everything is all fixed now. The new pump is on. It's all bled. Works well. Definitely going to try and rebuild the other pump at a later stage, but because my car needed to go tomorrow morning, I just wanted to get a new pump just to be sure. But thank you guys so much for watching, and Sally said don't forget to subscribe.